to my Super Nintendo collection. Now I have a lot of games, but again, after we say I'm missing games. But I still have some of my games. I will start off with WrestleMania, the arcade game. I played this game a lot on the Super Nintendo. I got this in '96. This game was only $20, which was shocking to me because back in 1995, I bought WWF Monday Night Raw for $60 for a Super Nintendo game. I was pissed the game cost so much, but at that time I was collecting wrestling games. I got this game, it was beat up, but I still got the Royal Rumble. The first Super Nintendo game, I think the first game period, that let you do finishers. Before that you could never do a finisher. Like this game, you couldn't do a finisher. They just made it to me just to make money. Pretty much just to make money. Super Mario World. This game was awesome. It had a lot of secrets. You had the extra Star Road and then the special world, which if you sit there for about 5 or 6 minutes and listen to the music, they played the original Super Mario Bros. Music. The game was awesome. I've been playing this game the last couple days, but on the Wii U. I also had Mario RPG, but that game's missing. One of my many Super Nintendo games is missing. I have Final Fantasy Mystical Quest. Now I got this game back in December of '94. I went through a year and a half of hell because of my family. Not my immediate family, but my uncle and his woman. They did many things to us that I don't want to talk about. But during that time I was living on the street. And then when my mom finally came back, I don't want to say what happened with her. My stepdad gave us money, you know, for clothes and everything. And what I did was I bought this first. Now I had Final Fantasy Mystical Quest, Super Mario World, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fighter, and Cliffhanger. I bought all those games while I was staying waiting for my birthday to re-get my Super Nintendo because my original systems were stolen from me. Well, this was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fighter. This game is hard as fuck. It really is. I love it because I'm a big fan. I still am. I love the old school Ninja Turtles thing. I don't watch the new cartoons. I try. I can't. I mean, the one that came out in 2002, 2003, those were great. But this computer animated one that came out today, no. And I haven't even seen that new movie yet because I'm going to be scared it's going to piss me off because of the way Michael Bay kills movies. I got this right here for Saturday Night Slam Master. This is a fun game. It's like a wrestling game, kind of like maybe a little bit of street fighting in it. And it has one of the characters from Final Fight in there too. I got that game back in 2005 for $10. I had the cover, but again, this was I got 1996 when I got my first job working at a high school for summer. WCW Super Bowl Wrestling. It was a little bit different than the usual WWF game, so that's why I liked it. You had to press 2 buttons at a certain time, and if you do it right, you can do your finisher. And then you see like faces pop up like Johnny B. Bad, like I'm bad. Goldust to be no second chance. Or you hear show me a move. Sting screaming, Ric Flair wooing. Vader screaming it's Vader time. Pillman search for High Impact. You know, it was pretty fun for its time. I wouldn't play it anymore. It's for my collection. Now when I first got my Super Nintendo, I got Super Mario World, ActRaiser, which I'm missing that game, F-Zero, I think I might have it, and Pilot Wings. Now this was a hard game for me as a kid. Now I can do it, but this was very hard and very difficult when it first came out. It started off like, you know, easy, you can do everything, but once you get to the nighttime levels, that's when everything gets extremely hard. I never played the one that came out, I think it was on 64 or the GameCube. But I'm going to bet you I don't want to get that one. Well, I do have this girl. I don't know how many times I played this game, but I always had to have my older brother beat the game for me. I was never good at racing games. Mario Kart are the exceptions, and even then I'm not that good. WWE Monday Night Raw, like I said, this was $60. Then you got to do these super moves. Like Owen Hart would take his hands out, spin around. Yokozuna would jump off the top of the rope and knock everybody down, including the referee. Everybody had super moves, so it was pretty cool at the time. Mario Paint. Had a blast playing this game. You know, you had to do a lot of drawing. They had music in the background. If you keep resetting the game, you get to hear different music. And like, if you say it the fourth time, you get to hear them singing in Japanese, and they go, Mario Paint, and then people screaming. And then they had a fine thing where you get to use your fly squatter and just squat flies and bugs, which is pretty fun too. Next thing, like this here, I got it for a few bucks. This at a anime convention was Ranma 1/2. It's a crappy Street Fighter game. It really is. I like the anime, but it was a crappy Street Fighter game. They would have made more games to come over here, more Street Fighter games, and even a couple RPG ones. But the company that made this, I guess, the deal with the America to release the games or whatever. I don't know the whole story. It fell through, so they didn't. This was a rare game for me to get at the time. It was hard to find it. This game cost me $45. Castlevania Dracula X. This game was incredibly hard. And to me, it was a little bit dumbed down than Castlevania 4. Castlevania 4, you can move, jump the rip, and all that, swinging around, do angles and all that. Not really doing all that with this game. And find Dracula when you're only nothing but step stools, and there's no way to be blocked when he's shooting a fire at you. It made it incredibly hard. It's a fun game, but it's not on my top list. Now, my number one Castlevania game is Castlevania 4. Now I'm going to say that every single time. Everyone can tell me about Symphony of the Night, or the ones from the Game Boy Advance. Those were all great games. Castlevania 1 was a great game. Castlevania 2 was a great game. 3 was a great game. The ones on 64, which I have, and I think my brother has those, great games. But Castlevania 4 is the best. This is supposed to be a remake of Castlevania 1. And they did it again, too, on the PlayStation 1 with Castlevania Chronicles. It was a great game. I love how you get to start outside. They don't do that with Castlevanias anymore. They don't have levels outside, you know, mud levels, tree levels, and stuff like that. Cave levels. Everything is just in the castle now. And then this was Maximum Carnage. When I was living on the streets back in '94, I played this game on the Sega Genesis. And during these times when I was starting to get into Venom, which Venom still is my favorite Marvel character. I got Maximum Carnage. I fell in love with it. Spider-Man, Venom. You get to get all the characters. I have the book. I have the Maximum Carnage book. You get to fight Carnage and all his villains that joined him. I haven't played this game in a long time. Now, usually games made by LGN suck. I won't say that about this game. It is another beat-em-up game, but at least it's a good beat-em-up game. Now, they have another one called Separation Anxiety, which I have, but not anymore, apparently. Was actually 2 players, and you get to fight more of the symbiotes. That's the only thing they say that game has on this is a 2-player, but I still prefer this one better. That's going to be it for my Super Nintendo collection. Like I said, I would have more, but thanks. I appreciate you watching. I'm missing Zombie in my name. I'll catch you in the next